they can't wait for the money. They're out of money.
Yeah, we're talking about a couple of days lag on the unemployment insurance, and they will get the check from the date of unemployment. Does not cost them an extra penny. Now, they can say, unemployment insurance isn't enough. I get it. Even with the $600 check and the $1,200 check and the unemployment insurance benefit is not enough. I understand the economic hardship. We all feel it. The question is, what do you do about it? And do you put public health at risk? And do you drive up the number of deaths for it? Because you have no idea how to reopen now.
So they're saying that, is there a fundamental right to work if the government can't get me the money when I need it? Is there a fundamental right
you want to
go
to work? Go take a job as an essential worker. Do it tomorrow.
Hey, MCE crew, ain't he something? Now, you go get an essential job, Mr. Unemployed, former governor of the state of New York. Can you believe that? That was the statement that made me despise Andrew Cuomo. I hadn't really paid much attention to him prior to the events of 2020, when we started seeing lockdowns imposed by governors, okay? And we started as a country and as critical thinkers to really see that the position of political power in this country that is most susceptible to tyranny, it's in the governor's mansions, okay? And Andrew Cuomo was right out there. He was the drum major of tyranny, of governor concentrated tyranny in this country. Just so arrogant and let them get an essential job. Idiot. Do you realize how long it takes to become a doctor or nurse or a paramedic or any of the other positions that were deemed essential in New York by you? Okay, but he was more concerned with his political aspirations and his personal aspirations than he was with the people, especially the hardworking people of New York that have been put out of work thanks to lockdowns. So, you know what? I'm the type of person that I don't take pleasure when people fall on hard times, okay? But you know, I'm going to make an exception in his case because he was so lacking in empathy and humanity for people, and he was so arrogant and nakedly ambitious, okay, at the expense of individuals and families, that to hell with him, okay? I'm glad that he is now getting an opportunity to see how, you know, most of America has to deal with their finances and day-to-day living situation when it comes to economics. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because Andrew Cuomo is actually emblematic of a big problem in America, and it's not the one you're thinking of, okay? He's emblematic of the fact that there are so many people out there who look like they're wealthy. They have all the accoutrements of wealth and economic status. And in the end, they don't have anything. They don't have any assets. Now, look, when Cuomo got into the trouble and they booted his ass out of the governor's mansion, he went to live with his sister, spent a few nights with his brother. You would think that a governor, especially the governor of New York State, you know, New York State contains New York City, Wall Street, all that. You would think that since this guy was the governor of a place that is the financial capital of the modern world, you'd think that he had, you would have some way of creating a living situation that was not either dependent on the taxpayers of New York in the governor's mansion or not dependent on his grown siblings, okay? I know this guy's got to be one hell of a headache for his sister's husband. Can you imagine? Okay, that guy wants to come down and watch the ball game, and there's Andrew Cuomo sitting in the lazy boy, probably watching Meet the Press or some garbage like that, okay? Can't wait until this guy leaves. Probably, leaves the apartment shopper's guide on his bed, like a hint. Come on, Andrew, you got to get the hell out of here. But he is emblematic of so many people who do not have their financial house in order, okay? And now here's the other kicker. Andrew Cuomo and his brother, Chris, Do you really think they're going to be able to find positions that afford them the type of lifestyle that they have become used to? Now, look, as far as Chris goes, he makes about $6 million over at CNN. This is the power of multiple streams of income, okay? I don't know what else he has going on. I think his job over at CNN kept him pretty busy on a day-to-day basis. Maybe the guy made some smart financial decisions and he's got properties out there and businesses that are working on his behalf, and the $6 million will be a hiccup, okay? But the reality is Chris Cuomo was a CNN employee, okay, which basically which tells you, which shows you that, if you're an employee, we've been over this before, you don't have the ultimate decision-making power over whether you will continue to derive the income you get from that job. Someone else has that power. So I don't know, maybe Chris was the exact opposite of most Americans, and maybe he did set things in motion a long time ago so that he would not be totally dependent on one position. But I don't feel sorry for him either, obviously, because imagine this, okay? This is what the guy did. He used the resources of CNN to go after those women that accused his brother of harassment. Okay, so you gotta question. Wow, you really thought that you could do that? And he's one of those people that was constantly out there, one of those talking heads that would constantly lambaste and criticize anyone who was exercising power to oppress others. And while he is right to do that, I have a problem with that. But then turns out he was one of the people doing the oppressing, using the multi-million-dollar research resources of CNN to, look up information on his brother's accusers. So these guys are examples of all kinds of things, okay? They are poster boys for having multiple streams of income, because now the governor's sleeping on his sister's couch. The governor, right? Doesn't matter how big time you think that job is, okay? At some point, it's going to come to an end, whether that be by you being shown the door.
Yeah. Hey!
Or by, you retiring. But Andrew's older, doesn't look like he has much in the way of assets. Oh, and, once this legal thing runs its course, whatever assets he has are going to be placed in jeopardy, because he's going to have to pay for legal defense, criminally, maybe even civilly, and that ain't cheap, okay? Your freedom is priceless, so he'll spend whatever he has to stay out of prison. Wouldn't be a good look for a former governor to be in prison, but if he can avoid that with his resources that he has, then he will certainly try, which will further deplete whatever it is that he may have. So that's another example. Does he have some sort of umbrella or liability insurance for those types of things? If he has a civil judgment by these ladies, I mean, look, there are multiple women that have accused him of these crimes. So if they hand down a couple of $1 million suits, let's say there are 5 accusers and each one hands down $1 million suit, that could just totally put him in a position where he cannot recover from, okay? That's highly possible. And his brother, Chris, again, another employee. Yeah, even though you're the governor, you're an employee. You're an employee of the state, okay? And you get to stay there you get to run for the chance to keep your job every 4 years. But his brother was an employee, and he's out of there. Okay, $6 million in income, poof, gone, just like that. So this is another cautionary tale of how you do not want to be reliant upon a job, because a job can be snatched out from under you in seconds, and you can be left wondering, what the hell am I going to do? But if you got multiple streams of income, if you have prepared, okay, your financial house is in order, your financial fortress is strong, then not only can you weather these storms, but it might not be as much of a disruption to your personal economy as it otherwise could be. Now, speaking of financial fortresses, I think that's the plural of fortress. Anyway, speaking of that, we are having a event. It is going to be via Zoom. This event is called Your Financial Fortress and how to build your financial fortress. I'm going to include some information about how to register for this event down in the comments section. This is a free event in terms of money. It won't cost you any money. It will cost you your most valuable resource, your time. This is taking place from on December 14th at 7 p.m. So I encourage you to take a look in the description and figure out, we'll show you how you can register for the event and how you can be a part of it. But we are actively trying to encourage people. We're going to really be dogged about this in 2022, actively encouraging people to go ahead, look into starting that business. Okay, get it started now. 2030, early 2030s, I keep telling you, I think the reserve currency status of the dollar is going to be no more by the early 2030s. That means you have about a little less than a decade to get your financial fortress built and fortified, very, very strong. And we're going to start that discussion with our financial fortress financial fortress web event that will be coming up here on the 14th of December 2021. Look in the description. You can find more information about how to register. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon.